Hey, John here. So a few months ago I wrote a practice book called Modal Alternate Picking, and I call it a practice book because it's not really a book per se. It's more a daily routine you can go through if you really want to nail your modal scales, and basically going through a ton of different sequences and also seeing the modal scales in three different ways. I call them zones. So basically, if we take the minor scale, the Aeolian, zone 1 would look like this. Zone 2, starting from the same note, but now we can kind of see it this way. And then zone 3, you kind of see it over here instead. So I would do that with all the modes. So in this video, I'm just going to show you how I use a drone in the background. I play the three zones on their own at first, just to get started and see where I'm at. And then I'm going to show you how I would play and practice the first sequence, which would be groups of 3. And like I said, this book is $9. I think it's way underpriced. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but I've gotten some really great reviews, as you can see here. And I think it's a great investment if you want to improve your picking technique while also getting some ear training in and also seeing the fretboard better. So it's an extremely time-efficient way of practicing, and I love to do this as a warm-up. And if you're new to this stuff, you should definitely spend more time on it than I do. But I like to take whatever mode I feel like that day and then go through a couple of the exercises. But like I said, you cannot go wrong by picking up the book and just following along in the PDF. Or if you want, I can send you the Guitar Pro files as well. So you have my email in the book. So check it out. You have the link down in the description. But this is the way that I would practice it then. So I would find a drone. I'm going to do this in C major now. Sorry, C Aeolian. So I'm going to turn on the drone. And the drone, you don't want that to overpower your guitar, obviously. You just want to hear it enough in the background so you get a sense of where the home base is. All right, so I will start by playing zone 1, just alternate pick, starting on a downstroke. Then we go to zone 2, and then I tend to do this. So I add the note that's not, I'm not starting on the lowest pitch of the scale, so I want to add that right away. And I do that at the end as well. And then we have the third zone. And of course, I just do this and focus on accuracy. I don't really care about speed at this point. And now I would do the first exercise and take that through these different zones. And I have two versions of each of the exercises. It's going to be an ascending one and a descending one. And the difference is going to be the ascending version for each exercise, for example. So if I do groups of 3, I would only do the groups of 3 while ascending. So once I get up to the highest note of the scale, I would just descend down in the scale shape. And this, I found, breaks it up really nicely, so it doesn't get so tedious to just go up and down with the same sequences. And it also mimics more how you would use this in actual improvisation or playing, where it's not, a sequence all the way and then back all the way as well. So that's why I do it that way. All right, so groups of 3. As you saw, when I got up here, I just went straight back again. So once I've done the ascending one, I do the descending one in zone 1 again. So when I do the descending one, then I'm gonna start by just going up the scale. And then start the sequence here. All right, now I do the same thing in zone 2. Descending zone 2. Zone 3 ascending. And Zone 3 descending. Now for the full routine, you would go and do groups of 4, you would do different intervals from seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, and so on, and even do triads at the end. And if you do that in one key, meaning you pick, let's say, C Dorian, that's your daily practice for now, and then you can go through all the exercises in C Dorian. And when you do that on a daily basis, you'll find that your ability to see and, more importantly, hear the scales will just get so much better. And your picking will also get so much better because you're going to be starting all of these on a downstroke, but as the exercises, the way they're set up, and you do them in all 3 zones here, it's going to be a different number of notes per string the whole time. So that means that you're going to turn the picking around. So no sequence will actually be exactly the same in terms of the picking. So that's a very important part of this that's sort of built in the whole system. So if you've been looking for a very time efficient way of getting your technique in, your ear training and your fretboard knowledge, I highly suggest you to pick this book up, and you can find a link down in the description.